Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be filming my top 10 newborn essentials, and these are just the items and things that really helped me out in Lily's first few weeks. She's a bit restless today, so she is going to be joining me for this video. I'm sat at my PC desk, and so I've got some sensory kind of flashy colourful thing going on YouTube here to keep her distracted for 10 minutes, I hope. But yeah, this is my baby girl Lillith. In case you don't know, she is coming up to 4 months. She's constantly on the go and constantly wanting to do something to keep herself occupied, so she's going to sit with me and just watch this video. So one of my first things that are in my newborn essentials are mittens or sleepers with mittens on. I don't know if all mums are like this, but I was, and I still am, I'm extremely scared when it comes to cutting her fingernails because I'm scared I'm going to hurt her fingers, and she's always moving her hands. But I do cut them. I just don't think I cut them short enough because like within a day she's already scratching me again. Mittens are something that she really struggled to keep on her hands, but the onesies with the built-in mittens were really good, and I could just cover her hands up and she wouldn't scratch her face. But as she's got older, she's managed to get her fingers out of these mittens and they just don't work as well, but they're definitely on my top 10. The second thing I have is a nappy caddy, and what I mean by a nappy caddy is like a box where you can keep all your nappies and creams and bags and wipes and stuff like that all in one place. I've got mine downstairs in the living room, and it just tidies everything up instead of having several things thrown everywhere, and it's really pretty. I think it was something like £9 from TK Maxx. I absolutely love it. I'll try and link one down below very similar to what I've got. I love having my nappy caddy downstairs. My third thing on this list is a sleeping bag, and depending on when your baby's born and the month they're due, depends on the different tog you can have. We've kind of just got the in-between tog because she keeps kicking off the blanket in her sleep, and I got these before she was born because I like the idea of sleeping bags anyway. But I'm so glad I've got them now. My mum's gone out and got one for where Lily wants to stay around Nanny's house. They keep her warm through the night. The one thing that I need to look for is a sleeping bag with arms because obviously her hands get cold. The sleeping bag is essential for me because she just kicks off the blanket, and babies don't really have a good way of regulating their body temperature, I don't think. So it's really good for me to have the sleeping bag for her. My fourth thing is a bedside crib. She's getting older anyway, and in a few months she'll be going into her own room. We have moved the crib to the end of our bed, so she gets used to sleeping on her own and not having me right by her face when she's sleeping. But in the first few weeks it was lovely because in the night when she was waking up for a feed, I could just lean over and grab her and I didn't have to get up. It was really nice. So another thing on my list is a bogey sucker. I don't know the actual term. I'll have to look online what they're called. I got a bogey sucker a couple of days after she was born, and we just keep her nose clear with that, and it stops her from getting hurt or anything if I'm trying to get it with my fingers, and it's just a bit more hygienic. So the sixth thing is baby oil. I think I underestimated it in the beginning, how dry and how much her skin would change within the first few weeks of her being born, and it changed a lot, and there were so many flaky bits, and throughout my entire pregnancy I never thought baby oil would be something that I really needed, but I got it anyway because it come in a set. But her skin just changed and it was very dry, and she just needed a bit of oil around her wrists and stuff like that, and I think baby oil is one of the things that a lot of people might forget about, and it's definitely an essential. The seventh thing is muslin squares. Muslin squares are amazing. You can use them for so many different things, mainly for wiping up and clearing up sick of your baby, but they're just so nice. Muslin squares I found were really nice to just fold and put at the bottom of her carry cot. They were easy to chuck on the bed, and I don't know, with a bib, I felt like it would strangle her as she slept, so the muslin square was perfect for me. And yeah, I think I still prefer muslin squares over bibs, but if she's dribbling, she's just getting too much, so she does wear bibs now. So another thing I've got on my list, which I didn't get until a couple of weeks into her being born, was a baby carrier. She goes through phases of wanting to be carried and not wanting to be carried. Depending on her mood, depends on how much she wants to be held. but I did find it really hard in the beginning, and just when I was trying to do stuff to get things done, because I couldn't hold her all the time, so I got a baby carrier and the job was done. She was happy. She fell asleep in it so many times. I still try and carry her in it, but she's getting big now and she really hurts my back. So I'll probably got to order a bigger one so it can hold her weight. But yeah, baby carrier it helped me out a lot, and if I was to get pregnant again, sometime in the future, I'd put that on my list when I'm pregnant of things to go out and buy beforehand. Another thing on my list are lots and lots and lots of blankets. Now, although she kicks blankets off and she doesn't keep them on very well, when we go out in the pushchair, she needs a blanket, and like I said, she kicks them off. So she kicks them onto the floor, and if it's wet, they get dirty. And even at home, if we're trying to keep her warm in a blanket, she might throw up on it or something might happen. We just need to switch it out for a different blanket, and that's why I recommend having a fair few blankets, because you know they're always in the wash. There's always one in the wash. I think there's one that's just finishing in the wash now, and another one in my pram. I think I kept one in my car as well, just in case. I've got blankets dotted here, there and everywhere. So my last thing is a thermometer, and I never went out and got one in my pregnancy, but I did get given one as a present, and I would be lost without. In the beginning of her being born, like in her first few weeks, I was very scared and very aware, and I was like, is she ill? Is she not? Is this normal? And I think if I didn't have my thermometer, I would have drove my midwife and my health visitor pretty bloody bonkers. But I have a thermometer because if she's seeming a bit off, I just measure her temperature to make sure she's not ill. And also, it was really hot in the first few weeks of her being born. So the thermometer came in handy because I could measure her body heat, and obviously they're not going to get past a certain point. So the thermometer was super handy for me. I feel like there should be another thing on this. It's my top 10, but I haven't got it on here. It's a dummy clip. Some people will choose not to have a dummy for their baby. I was not going to, but she seems to really like it. And she's constantly either got her hands or her dummy in her mouth. And I prefer her to have the dummy in her mouth, if I'm honest. When we'd carry her, she'd just kind of knock it all out her mouth, and the dummy would go on the floor, and then we'd just throw it away. So I invested in a dummy clip. I'll link it down below on Amazon. This one has her name on, and it seems to be holding pretty long, but like you've just seen, she just throws her dummy out, and that way I don't have to go searching for it, go on my hands and knees and look on the floor. Same within the car seat, I just find the clip, just like pull it all out and shove it back in. So that is it for my top 10 newborn essentials. If you've enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel. I do lots of mummy videos, life videos, stuff like that. I've also got type 1 diabetes, so I'm hoping to do a bit more diabetic filming as well. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. No, too busy sucking the thumb.